Crap, I'm late. Hate being disorganised. Good evening and welcome to you all, adjacent beings of alien or human origin. Doesn't matter what gender, any will do. I'm inviting you inclusively, to hear the most unlikely thing I shall ever say, but I'm going to say it anyway. My neighbour's not that bad after all. He's certainly not the worst I've ever lived next door to, that's for sure. He's just the most recent. I'm sure in time he shall prove to be average or above at best. And the reason I say that, I just thought, I live next door to a guy who actually was involved in murdering someone. He stabbed this guy with his friends like 50 times and the bloke died in the street. As far as I know, for absolutely no reason. The rationale supplied in court was that he owed him £10 for weed. Before that, I lived next door to a guy who was in the fish stealing industry. If you can believe that, there's an industry for people who sneak out in waders in the middle of the night and they rob rich people of all their beautiful tropical fish and then they turn up and sell them the next day to someone else. And apart from that, this guy was a relentless sex pest, had a terrible reputation, and women and men alike definitely didn't want to be caught alone in a room with this guy. And finally, after I was homeless once, I was in some flats temporarily, and there was a guy next to me who was completely schizophrenic. Right, it wasn't his own fault, of course. There was nothing he could do about it. He had no sense or recollection of it, but he was a bloody nightmare to live next door as well. So, yeah, all things considered, I think we should all look at our neighbours in a different light after we've had an argument with them, even if it isn't completely resolved yet. But if you can see a resolution on the horizon, it's probably time to start comparing them favourably with other neighbours you've had. And the reason is, it's positivity, isn't it? It's optimism for the future. It sets you up for being in a good mood and not being affected by little things or blaming that person for little things that aren't their fault, on the assumption that they're now going to behave better and be nice to you. So there's no need for any of the war or the silly battles or anything like that. I have no idea where you live or what your own neighbours are like. But I'm sure you have some tales of your own, of shitty neighbours doing shitty things and upsetting you in various ways. So yeah, I don't know if this applies to you, hopefully not. Hopefully your neighbours are lovely, and they don't do anything wrong and they don't step on your toes. And you don't step on their toes. That's one thing I should consider. Hopefully you yourself can say that. You're a good neighbour, you know, you're a decent sort. Salt of the earth type of person. You don't lie, steal, cheat, anything like that. You look after people and you show concern in a decent way. If you can say that, then yeah, I think you're all set. You're not a problem going forward. And even if you do nothing else past that, just existing, just being there as a decent, nice person who can be called upon, relied upon by their neighbours and others in the community when needed, to behave in the correct way. And when children and other people are watching you behave and you're not aware, we can be sure you're going to be giving the right impression and encouraging them to do the same. So in conclusion, neighbours, you can't always choose them. Most of the time you can't. And like it or not, you have to live next door to them and they have to coexist with you. So my advice to you, in conclusion of all the recent events that I have seen, is this. Don't jump to conclusions. Do trust your instinct, you'll probably be right. But you might not be 100% right, and the devil is in the details. So that 1% you're not sure about could be the vital 1% that unlocks the meaning behind it all, the why, and leads to you understanding each other better in future and being friends and neighbours like normal, decent people. So that's it for today's video. Hope you enjoyed that, and you can go off and be pleasant to your neighbours and they can be pleasant back to you. Because no one wants fucking annoying neighbours who fight and scrap and draw attention and cause dramas. Lord knows we all have enough on our plate already. So yeah, hope you enjoyed that, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye now. Bye.